Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about books that are coming out in January. So I'm trying to do something in this next year where, because every single month, the month previously, I go through what books are coming out the next month and kind of plan out what books I want to get. Because like I said, I buy a lot of books. I get a lot of books. It's like the one thing I spend my money on, food and books. So I plot out like what books are coming out when I need to be at the bookstore, etc. So I thought I would share with you guys books that are coming out next month. So it is December. That means the beginning of the year is January 2023. So let's talk about the books coming out in January 2023. We're going to start off with January 3rd, and we have a lot coming out on January 3rd that I'm excited for. There's 4 books. What we're talking about is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, and of course I may miss some, so keep that in mind. I'm not going to catch all of them. Thrillers are, especially for some reason, slip through the cracks. I don't know what it is, because I get a ton of thrillers, but they slip through the cracks for me for some reason. And so don't judge me if I miss any. Just tell me in the comments down below what I miss and I can add it. Anyway, The Stolen Heir by Holly Black, and we're going to be returning to the world of The Cruel Prince, which is so exciting. And I think we're following Oak. It says, the first book of a captivating new duology. I like that. And it's going to be runaway queen, a reluctant prince, and a quest that may destroy them both. 8 years have passed since the Queen of Nothing. So it's actually a long time. So it seems like it's going to be a clash of two kingdoms kind of thing going on with Oak as our new main character. And I really, really hope we see some of Jude and Carden. I really want to see where they are at 8 years later. Like, I love them. So I'm really excited. I really hope we get to see them. Also coming out on January 3rd is Unseelie by Ivelisse Hausman. Twin sisters, both on the run but different as day and night. One, a professional rogue, searches for a fabled treasure. The other, a changeling, searches for the truth behind her origins, trying to find a place to fit in with the realm of Fae who made her and the humans who shun her. This has autistic rep, which is cool. You don't see a lot of books with that. It says it's a heist gone wrong and they get caught, and it seems like it's going to be like found family kind of thing and secrets. Oh, that one actually seems really cool. I really, really like the cover of this one. And I think it's going to be in a book box. I don't remember. I feel like I've seen this one somewhere. Next one coming out on January 3rd is A Ruinous Fate by Kaylee Smith. Fate does not choose the weak. Fate chooses the ready. Our main character is a witch with a long streak of bad luck, and her fate is directly tied to witch's dice. That's why I liked this one. I thought this was a really neat idea. Our main character has been in hiding because she's super, super powerful, and she's only 3 rolls away from becoming the last blood warrior and starting the final war. There's a lot going on with this one. It says it features a charming and chaotic ensemble cast of characters, the first book in a planned series by debut author, so it's a debut author. But I think it sounds cool. I like the idea of that kind of magic, like dice. I feel like that's not something I've seen before, so I think that could be really interesting. The next one coming out, and it's really funny because I actually saw this at my local bookstore. I saw it at Books A Million. Our Books A Million cracks me up. It's in the mall, and they literally, the second they get books, they're just like, I don't care. They don't look up release dates, nothing. They just put them on the shelves. The only ones that I've definitely seen they don't put out are hard holds. If you've never worked at a bookstore before, I worked at a Barnes & Noble for like 3 months before the pandemic, before everything shut down, and I learned that there's like a difference between books. So like Hellbent is most likely going to have like a hard hold date, so the bookstores probably won't even get the books until like the morning of or the day before, or if they do get them early, if they put them out early, they'll get in like a buttload of trouble. So some books have, mostly really, really big releases, have like hard publication sell dates. Some of the other books, apparently this one, they'll have like soft dates, so if you get them, nothing really will happen. I think it just messes with the author's, like if they're on like the top list of books sold on their publication day, something like that list of #1 seller, the New York Times bestsellers list. I think it messes with that if they put them out early. So that's why I didn't buy it, because I was like, do I really want to get this early? Because I don't even, and I don't know if I really want to read this one. This one's on the fence for me, but it seems like a lot of people are excited. And it's Song of Silver, Flame Like Night by Amelie Wenzhou. It's big. Like, I saw it, and it's like, it's chunky. It is a chunky book, so I was like, oh man. In A Fallen Kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demons that sleep at its heart. An epic fantasy series inspired by the mythology and folklore of ancient China. So it has to do with like big battles and just a lot of stuff happening. So I was unsure if I wanted to like get involved in a book this like extensive, because I still have like a Private Orange Tree to read, and I really need to read that before I start something else this chunky. And the last one that I have coming out on January 3rd is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute by Talia Hibbert. I'm so excited for this book. I actually was really hoping this one was going to be out early, because I saw that one out early and I was like, is the Talia Hibbert out? So I ran over to the romance section, and no, they don't even have the rest of this. They have, what is it? They had the Middle Sisters book. That's it. And I was like, you don't even have Chloe Brown? You don't have Chloe Brown? I wonder if they sold out, because everyone is feral over those books. From the New York Times bestselling author of the Brown Sisters trilogy comes a laugh-out-loud story about a quirky content creator and a clean-cut athlete testing their abilities to survive the great outdoors and each other. I'm so excited. Bradley Graham is pretty much perfect. He's a star football player, manages his OCD well enough, and comes out on top in all his classes, except the ones he shares with his ex-best friend, Celine. Okay, I don't know about that. I didn't know those ex-best friends. We'll see. I'm not a big fan of Friends to Lovers, but I feel like if Talia Hibbert is doing it, I might like it. Celine Bangura is a conspiracy theory obsessed. Social media followers eat up her takes on everything from UFOs to holiday overconsumption, yet she's still not cool enough for the popular kids table, which is why Brad abandoned her for the in crowd years ago. Okay, so this is actually going to be enemies to lovers. So that sounds pretty good to me. Okay, I think this sounds really good. They're forced to work together to win a grand prize. Oh. Forced to work as a team for the chance to win a grand prize, these two teens must trudge through not just mud and dirt, but their messy past. Teenagers. Is this a young adult? Is this young adult? Did I looked for this in the wrong section? I'm so confused. Coming out on January 5th, we have a book called This Book Kills by Ravenna Guron. It says there's a murder on the loose in an elite boarding school, but who's going to be next? This Book Kills is the deadliest young adult thriller of 2023, perfect for fans of Holly Jackson and Karen McManus. I feel like it's just going to be a fun young adult thriller that I can pick up and read when I'm in some sort of reading slump, because normally if I'm in a reading slump, I read a young adult thriller, and for some reason, like, even though they're not like super good, they're very quick paced, so I just whip through them and it puts me back in a good mood for reading. Coming out on January 10th, we also have a bunch coming out on January 10th, I believe. Yeah, there's some big ones. Okay, first one is You Must Remember This. This is a thriller by Kat Rosenfield, a Knives Out style whodunit with a twist of Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know what that means. Like, Taylor Jenkins Reid did, was it Daisy Jones and the Six and the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo and Malibu Rising. So what's the twist? I don't understand. I get the Knives Out reference, whodunit, but Taylor Jenkins Reid twist. I don't know. I'm confused. You Must Remember This is an immersive gothic mystery with a long ago love affair. Oh, well, there you go. Icy death and a rich family gone bad. The acclaimed author of No One Will Miss Her. I haven't read that one, but this sounds really interesting. So this one's coming out January 10th. Next one that comes out January 10th that I already have, and probably a lot of people already have because it's a book of the month, is All the Dangerous Things. This is also the author who wrote, oh, what did she write? Wrote A Flicker in the Dark, which I loved. I thought it was so good. This one is following our main character, who, I've already started this, this is why I know a little better, whose son was kidnapped think like a year ago, and it seems like her marriage has fallen apart, and she is dedicated to finding out what happened because she says someone knows something out there. Next one that comes out January 10th, City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaefer. Gotham meets Strange the Dreamer. In this thrilling young adult fantasy about a cowardly girl who finds herself at the center of a criminal syndicate conspiracy in a city where crooked politicians and sinister cults reign, and dreaming means waking up as your worst nightmare. That sounds like an amazing book. That sounds so good. The cover is creepy and fantastic. So to me, this sounds like perfect. This sounds like such a good book. And this, oh no. This author wrote, oh no, I knew she sounded familiar. She wrote Not Even Bones. I gave the first book a 5-star. I gave the second book a 5-star. And then When Villains Arise was highly disappointing. I gave it 3. Still good, but I gave it a 3-star, and it really disappointed me. So now I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous, but I think this is her debut series. So I'm gonna hope that she like learned, but she's really good at writing morally gray evil characters. Like Not Even Bones was so good. So okay, now I'm even more excited for City of Nightmares because she'll take hopefully what she learned from her previous series and kind of like make it even better. And of course, coming out on January 10th, which is why I will be at the bookstore, January 10th, 9 a.m., Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I am so excited. We are following Ninth House, and you know the crazy twist that happened at the end of Ninth House. I'm not going to say it obviously, but we're following there, and I am so freaking excited. I am so excited to read this book. And it doesn't say if it's a duology. All it says is Alex Stern returns in another tale of murder and dark magic set among the Ivy League elite. So I'm like, I need to know this is the final book. Okay, coming out on January 14th is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. Your past and your family can haunt you like nothing else. A hilarious and terrifying new novel from the New York Times bestselling author of the Final Girl Support Group. Every childhood home is haunted, and each of us are possessed by our parents. Those are the taglines. That's all I'm going to read about it. It sounds crazy. It sounds like a Grady Hendrix book, which are wild. So I'm really excited about this one. This could either be a 5-star or a 1-star. There's no in between with his books. All right, January 17th, there are 3 coming out. First one coming out is Mysteries of Thorn Manor, which is Sorcery of Thorns 1.5. So it's like the follow-up to Mysteries of Thorn Manor. Sequel novella. Elizabeth, Nathaniel, and Silas must unravel the magical trap keeping them inside Thorn Manor in time for their midwinter ball. I think it's going to be a light, fun read, literally just like showing us how the characters are doing after Sorcerer of Thorns, because I was dying for a second book. I love these characters so much, so I'm really excited that we're getting like a little story about them. Next one coming out on January 17th is What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. They were 11 when they sent a killer to prison. They were heroes, but they were liars. That sounds really good. So it's about a group of friends who were attacked, and the girl's testimony put away a serial killer wanted for murdering 6 women, but they were liars. And that's it. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. So it's probably gonna be like someone in the friend group or someone they know and they put someone else away. I don't know, but I'm really excited. It sounds really cool. And we're gonna see how it's kind of like executed. All right, I really am excited about this one. The next one coming out is The Bandit Queens. Gita's no good husband disappeared 5 years ago. She didn't kill him, but everyone thinks she did, no matter how much she protests. But soon she discovers that being known as a self-made widow has some surprising perks. No one messes with her, no one threatens her, and no one tries to control her. It's even been good for her business. No one wants to risk getting on her bad side by not buying her jewelry. And then people start asking her to get rid of their own no-good husbands. So I think this sounds so good. It sounds funny. It sounds interesting. And I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. Okay, coming out on January 19th is something everybody is looking forward to, is God Killer by Hannah Kaner. Kissin kills gods for a living, and she enjoys it. That is until she finds a god she cannot kill, Skedisith, god of white lies, who is connected to a little noble girl on the run. So I don't really know anything other than that. It doesn't even have that big of like a synopsis. It has a beautiful cover, and I don't even know if I'm that excited to read this one, but I know it's on everyone's list, so I had to like include it. I feel like this is gonna be one of the biggest books of the year, and it's either gonna be amazing and people are gonna be like, this is great, or everyone's gonna be like disappointed by it. So this is gonna be an interesting to see what happens with this when it's released. Coming out on January 24th, we have episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. A ghost hunting reality TV crew gain unprecedented access to an abandoned and supposedly haunted mansion, which promises a groundbreaking 13th episode. But as they uncover the secret history of the house, they learn that reality TV might be all too real. In Bram Stoker Award-nominated author Craig DeLuey's latest heart-pounding novel of horror and psychological suspense. I am so excited for this. I am foaming at the mouth, ready to read this book, because I have been dying for somebody to write a book about a ghost hunting show. I have been dying. My husband and I love watching ghost hunting shows. Like, we don't ever really believe in it, like, and obviously most of it is fake, but we love it anyway. It's super entertaining. It's like the only reality show stuff he watches, so it is so much fun to watch, and like some of the things that happen are so funny. But I cannot wait for this being like a scary, I'm so excited. I am so excited to read this. This is on one of my most anticipated reads of the year, so I'm like really nervous for this one. Next one that is coming out also on January 24th is The Buried and the Bound. I believe this is going to be in a book box, so if you're getting book boxes, watch out so you don't pick this one up double. By Rochelle Hassan, and it's going to be a series. A contemporary fantasy young adult debut from Rochelle Hassan has monsters, magic, and wicked fae, perfect for fans of The Darkest Part of the Forest and The Hazelwood. I love both of those books, so that kind of sold it for me. A dark entity awakens in the forest outside of town, eroding invisible boundaries between human world and fairyland. And our main character is a hedge witch, so she knows magic stuff and deals with magical creatures. So that sounds really interesting. That's all I really want to know about it, because it seems like it's like Holly Black books. I like going into Holly Black books kind of not knowing anything, because some of her books are wild. Some of them are very odd, but I love them. We're down to our last 3 books, and they are coming out on January 31st. And I feel like the obvious one to start with is Chain of Thorns. I'm not going to say anything else about it. It's by Cassandra Clare. I don't know anything else about the series. I'm going to buy it. I have the other 2, but I'm not to this point in the world yet. Like, I'm still in the backlist. So I'm not here yet. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to ruin anything for me. Next one coming out is, I don't know how I feel about this one. This is going to be an interesting one. It's a debut author. It's called Dream to Me by Megan Posh. From debut author Megan Posh comes Dream to Me, a young adult contemporary fantasy about generational magic, grief, and what it takes to forgive ourselves. This is a difficult one for me because I don't normally... It sounds sad. I don't read a lot of sad things, but it also sounded really interesting because it's like dream magic. Something sinister is lurking in the corners of Eva's dreams. Devastating effect on the waking world. People are dropping left and right, and Eva finds herself squarely in the town's crosshairs. So needs to defeat the shadows, etc. So it sounds really interesting. I really like the cover. I don't know. It's giving me like uncertain vibes if I'm gonna really like it or not. So that one is coming out. And then one that I absolutely adore the cover. It is called The Davenports by Crystal Marquise. The Davenports delivers a totally escapist, swoon-worthy romance while offering a glimpse into a period of African-American history often overlooked. The Davenports are one of the few Black families of immense wealth and status in a changing United States, their fortune made through the entrepreneurship of William Davenport, a formerly enslaved man who founded the Davenport Carriage Company years ago. Now it's 1910. I love period pieces. And the Davenports live surrounded by servants, crystal chandeliers, and endless parties. So it seems like we're following the daughters and one of the best friends of this family. It's inspired by the real life story of the Patterson family. The Davenports is a tale of 4 determined and passionate young Black women discovering the courage to steer their own path in life and love. I love these types of period pieces. I think this sounds so good. So this is definitely one that is like also high on my priority list, and I love that cover. The yellow is like, I feel like authors are too scared to do something really that bold on their cover, and that's stunning. I hope this is going to be a trend, like it's more bright, vibrant covers coming out. And that is everything I have coming out in January. I'm sure there's like tons more that are coming out, but those are the ones that I found. Those are the ones I'm excited about. I did find some thrillers in there which I'm excited about, and yeah, a lot of it is young adult. I read a lot of young adult fantasy, but I was able to find some adult books. And there's even a couple horror on there, I think, or just one, episode 13. Anyway, that's all I got for you guys, and I am so excited for January. There's so much coming out, and I will see you guys in the next video.